what the key terms in this question could mean, and they could mean a lot of things. And we'll explore different approaches to answering the question. Namely, we'll consider what is the question asking. So here it's important to remember that somebody wrote this question. The person who wrote this question I'll refer to as the examiner throughout these videos. And the examiner is saying something here. What they're saying here potentially is that religion and spirituality don't go with each other. They are different things that don't go hand in hand. That's one way of interpreting what the question is asking. For example, what do different emphases in the key terms look like? So for example, if I want to highlight religion versus spirituality, I'd be emphasizing the but here. Again, I'd be focusing on the idea of there being a dichotomy, a tension between religion and spirituality. And we'll look at rejecting the question's premise. So in all of the examples I've given so far, we're rejecting the premise that there is a dichotomy. Also, you might choose to reject the premise underlined in the key term mean. You might say, well, can we really understand the speaker to be meaning anything in a meaningful sense? So the speaker, by referring to spirituality, is talking about something that's not in the physical world, something that's not empirical. They're referring to something that's entirely within their own head and based on their own subjective experiences and emotions. So can we really say that they mean something in the sense that 2 + 2 = 4 means something, or this pen is hard means something? You could reject that as a premise. So that's the way we'll be approaching the question in this video. So let's carry on. Now, there are a few things before you start any question ever that you write an essay about. Such important things to do right out the bat in your introduction. Firstly, of course, you've got to think about it. Now, this may seem obvious, but when you choose an essay question out of a list of potential questions to answer, you may be doing it because you have straight away an opinion on what you're going to say, and you haven't so much thought about it. So for example, I chose to do this as my first video because straight away I had a response to it. I don't personally think there's actually a dichotomy between spirituality and religion. And you might have got that already because I've mentioned it quite a few times in the last slide. However, I would just be diving into the question headlong without really thinking about it if I just started writing now that argument. There are lots of potential different things that the question could be getting at.